This video goes over how to enter an academic program assessment plan into TracDat. It is recommended that you build your assessment plan in Excel prior to inputting it into TracDat. An Excel spreadsheet with the proper column headers has been provided to you. A few examples are on the Excel doc. Once it is filled out, continue on with the PowerPoint and this video. The first thing that we need to do is log in to the TracDat system. To log in, open a web browser. Browse to tracdat.sandiego.edu. Use your USD1 login username and password. This is your USD username without the @sandiego.edu and your password. If you are experiencing difficulty, please contact the Institutional Effectiveness and Strategic Initiatives Office. I'm going to step away from this PowerPoint and instead log into the system. However, throughout this video, I will occasionally refer to what PowerPoint slide that we are on so that you can follow along with the PowerPoint and the video at the same time. So I have browsed to tracdat.sandiego.edu and now I'm logging in. We are on PowerPoint slide 4. When you browse to tracdat.sandiego.edu, you're first brought to this screen. This is called the home screen. The first thing that you need to do is select your program. So from the drop-down, select the program that you're going to be entering an assessment plan into. We are going to be entering our assessment plan for this video into test program BA. However, if there was a program assessment plan already in the system, your home screen would look a little bit more like this. So after you enter your assessment plan, this is the screen that you should get used to as looking at your home screen. So let's go back to that test program because we are going to enter data for this video. And this right here on the left side is the menu selection. So when you're in this program, these are the menu selections that are available. The first place that we want to go is Program General Information. Here we can enter our program mission, process and schedule, coordinator, outcomes assessed, date of last revision. So if you look at your Excel spreadsheet and you look at this second tab called General Information, this is the data that you can input that is associated with what is asked for on that particular screen. So I'm going to go ahead and just copy one, and then for the sake of this video, I'm going to click Edit General Information, and I'm going to input one of those. So you can fill this out for the rest of your program. I'm going to go ahead, so this video doesn't get too long, I'm going to click Save and then click Return. Okay, so the next thing that we want to go over is the plan. So we are on slide 6 of the PowerPoint. So I'm going to go ahead and close this menu and instead open the Program Planning menu and open Program Assessment Plan. Here is where the majority of your plan is going to go. So you have goals and you have outcomes. So we're going to enter those in just a couple of minutes, but first I want to go over what the difference is between the two. So goals are broad general statements that are not directly measurable. Goals do not change often, and goals are optional. You do not have to use them. For example, you might have a broad goal of diversity. You can also define this goal if you'd like. So for example, the diversity goal focuses on the exploration of self in relation to others from similar and differing backgrounds. Now let's talk about outcomes. There are two types of outcomes. There are student learning outcomes, which are often referred to as SLOs, and there are operational outcomes. SLOs measure students' learning, and operational outcomes measure administrative functions. So to be more specific, SLOs are specific, measurable knowledge, skills, or values students will learn in a specific program. Operational outcomes are specific, measurable statements of some administrative type action the department would like to achieve. So the key word here is measurable. Outcomes are measurable. When used together, outcomes can help to assess a broader goal like diversity. So goals are not measurable, outcomes are measurable. So for example, we might have the following outcomes under the goal of diversity. We might have this SLO, we might have this SLO, we might have this operational outcome, and they all equal up to diversity. But diversity is not directly measured. The outcomes are directly measured. So again, while goals are optional, outcomes are not, and they must be used as part of your assessment plan. So this is just a visual of what I've just spoken about. So we have goals, and then we have outcomes underneath those goals, and then measures are associated with particular outcomes. So measures are a direct assessment of the particular outcome, and they are an indirect assessment of a particular goal. Again, goals are optional, but outcomes are not. Some benefits of using goals, though, are that they can group like outcomes together. So for example, these outcomes are associated with this outcomes are associated with this. So this is, it may be helpful for you when you're running reports if you wish to see those outcomes that are only associated with a certain goal. You could also relate goals to other goals of the institution. So for example, if your program has a goal of diversity, you could link that up to USD's institutional goal of strengthening diversity, inclusion, and social justice in order to show alignment. All right, let's go ahead and go back to the system. We are on PowerPoint slide 10. So the first thing that I'm going to do is enter a goal. So I'm at the program planning, program assessment plan screen, and I'm going to click the add goal. And so if you would like a goal added, you'll need to contact the Office of Institutional Effectiveness and Strategic Initiative for the appropriate dropdown for it to be added for you. So I'm just going to, for the sake of this video, I'm going to go ahead and just select one. Well, I can select this one since we're going to do something on diversity. And going back to our Excel spreadsheet, so we have this goal over here of diversity. And so now I'm going to go ahead and put in the definition of that goal here and click Save and Return. So you might have multiple goals. For the sake of this video, I'm just going to put input 1. Now what we're going to do is enter outcomes. And remember that outcomes are not optional while goals are optional. So from the program planning, program assessment plan screen, click this plus next to add an outcome. And go back to your Excel spreadsheet. And so your outcome name can be found here. And just go ahead and paste it. And then our sentence is here. Outcome status is active. And so the difference between active, archive, and inactive is active goals are goals that you're measuring for currently in this particular year. Inactive goals may be something that you might be measuring at a different time or a different year. And then archived outcomes are outcomes that you're no longer utilizing anymore. I would probably keep things as active and then maybe move things to archived at some point if you no longer are utilizing it. But if you want to use the inactive feature, you can do that as well. But that would just need to be adjusted by year. It's helpful for running reports if you are interested in that though. All right, so outcome assessment cycle. So look, this is going to be done every year. So let's just go ahead and just input a year. The start date is today's date. So it's when you enter it in the system. And this, we're keeping this active, so we don't need to put that there. And then our outcome type, this is a student learning outcome. And again, I'm getting all of this from the Excel spreadsheet that you've already filled out. And as another example to further explain this inactive versus active. So for example, see this one, this is an outcome that's assessed every year. This is an outcome that's assessed every other year. So what you could do is go into the system and mark it inactive while you're in, for instance, the 2019 to 2020 year when this one isn't being assessed. However, you don't need to do that. You can keep them active if you'd like and just work with the outcome assessment cycles here. Okay, so I just wanted to be clear on that. So let's go ahead and click Save and Return. And we are on PowerPoint slide 13. So I'm going to pull it up here as well. And so this just says take a break. So again, I'm just doing one goal and outcome just so you can see how it works. You need to enter more, and you would have entered quite a bit at this point. So please take a break. At this point, you've added your goals if you wanted them, and you've added your outcomes. Remember that a key difference between goals and outcomes are that outcomes have measures while goals do not. So in the next step, we're going to add measures to the outcomes. So feel free to pause the video, take a break, and then come back. Alrighty, we are now ready to enter measures into our outcomes. So we are at the Program Planning Program Assessment Plan screen, and we have our outcome open right here that we've just entered. And we are going to add a measure. So we're going to click this green plus sign to add a measure. So going back to our Excel spreadsheet, we are entering this measure, Essay on Diversity in America. So I'm going to copy it. And for the assessment type, pick the one that makes that matches up with your measure the most. So essay, let's see, I'm gonna select paper written assignment. The benchmark or criterion, right here. Add that. And you could add some notes if you're interested. Some people like to say what class it's being assessed in. Some people also put the class up here. I've seen it done in different ways. So you also don't need to put that there if you don't want to. So it's up to you. Okay, I'm going to click Save and click Return. All right, perfect. Now, next, under this outcome, under this particular measure, we have some related documents that we could add. So this is where you could add something that relates to this particular measure. So we might want to add the essay prompt. So there's an essay on diversity. So what were the students specifically asked to do? We also could add maybe the rubric. So I'm going to go ahead and add a related document. And I am on, if you are following the PowerPoint as well, I am on PowerPoint slide 17. Relate document. So I'm clicking this plus by the document repository, and I'm going to go ahead and browse for the file that I'm interested in. And this is the rubric. So I would like to attach this rubric to be able to show evidence of this particular measure with this outcome. And then once it's uploaded, just click complete. And then here you have it. All right, so next what you do is you can add an assignment. And so this can be done if, for instance, the faculty member for SOCH 1000, you want them to report the data and provide results for this particular outcome. So this isn't a student assignment, this is a faculty assignment. So you are assigning a faculty member to report on this particular measure. So you can click this Manage Assignment. And you can assign to someone in your department. So if someone's not listed here that needs to be, contact IESI, and that way we can get them added. You can give a due date. So let's say that this is a fall 2020 class, and so you want to gather data from the professor at maybe the middle of December or something like that, maybe before they go off for winter break. So you can have that as the due date, December 18th. And this is the email that they're going to get. So they're going to get the subject here and this notes instruction. So you could add you can add something to this email and say, Dr. Giddens, please submit assessment results prior to winter break. Please find details below. Thank you. And they would be able to know what they need to input based off this information here. All right, now we are on slide 20. And so here you can designate how often you want Dr. Giddens to upload. Most people just keep this at once. You can say for provide, you can ask what you're asking for. So you might want them to upload a document, upload results, upload actions that they plan on taking based on those results. I usually keep it here, so you can do that. If they are going to upload a document, so they may upload some sort of statistical analysis or something like that, you can have them choose you can have them choose a repository folder, or you don't have to. I generally just keep it at that, and similar to how we just saw where we uploaded a document, uploaded that rubric, they would get a similar screen exactly like that. And then email assignment to assignees. This is so Dr. Giddens will get an email, and then send CC to person assigning. That's so you are going to also get a copy of that email. So the next thing that you're going to want to do is click Save and then Return. And now we are on slide 21. And it's a celebratory slide. Yay, you are done entering your assessment plan. Congratulations. So of course you're going to enter more outcomes and goals than I've done on this video, but this is just to give you an idea and simple instructions about how those are entered. So what I would suggest that you do is make sure that you entered in your assessment plan correctly. So how you can do that, you can go to Reports and Standard Reports, and then you can run this assessment program assessment plan, and go ahead and open report. And so this, you can compare what we've input, you can compare it to that Excel spreadsheet just to make sure that everything came in appropriately. So, here we have this outcome, and here we have what it is and when it's assessed, and here we have the paper assignment, the benchmark. This is everything that we entered. So you can just go ahead and make sure that that matches up with your Excel. And that is it. So if you have any questions, please contact the Office of Institutional Effectiveness and Strategic Initiatives at USD. Thank you so much.